There are many types of Stellaris players, from those who like to play tall, wide, optimize tech, use auto-designed ships, write novels about their empire, or min-max for PvP tournaments. In this video, I will break down these 16 types of Stellaris players. Let's see which one you are. Firstly, the newbie. We've all been there. They've decided to pick up an almost 10-year-old game with more systems and mechanics than they could possibly even imagine. This player doesn't know how to build districts, they're very scared of fallen empires because they're overwhelming, however they still construct right next to the fanatic xenophobe or settle on those shiny golden worlds. That's gonna end well, especially because they think auto-design is a good idea for ships, as well as automating almost every system. They also get excited by ruined megastructures but won't be able to actually build on them for the next 150 years. This player has lost multiple runs, but still insists on using the Doomsday origin because it sounds cool. Hang in there, my sweet summer child. You'll get there eventually. If the newbie survives, they usually become a tech rusher. This player does not need a stockpile of resources when every last ounce of their economy will go into science. They rush down techs while maintaining a fleet size of exactly 3 ships. They will have optimized their economy with exactly 0 income of consumer goods, so everything can go into science. They live in a permanent state of just 10 more months till the next military tech, I'll build a fleet then. They love the tech number going up, and every planet has been optimized to produce the most science possible. The rest of their economy, however, is extremely precarious. They will be way ahead of everyone technologically by 50 years. But if they don't get mega engineering by year 80, the run's a failure and will alt F4. I can't lie, this is how I play, and I love it. This brings us to the Tall Addict. This player swears that Tall is back after every single patch, and they're convinced that free systems and a ring world is all you need to beat the game. Eventually though, their hyper-optimized planets and pops are no match for the wide devouring swarm with 100 planets and millions of pops. Speaking of the Wide Aggressor, the first thing they will do is lock in any Total War Civic or their empire, alongside instantly locking supremacy, spamming alloys and ships. They will not read a single ounce of diplomatic or law-based pop-up and will permanently be at war and fighting fires on one of their hundreds of planets they forcefully acquired. These players often have a 1000 APM or they pause a lot, and of course they're currently suffering from a repetitive strain injury. A lot of clicking is needed. I'm fairly sure they've renamed their Colossus to something like Peacemaker, and their UI is 90% red icons, their outliner takes 3 minutes to scroll down, and haven't seen a positive energy credit since the start of the game. But who cares when you can sell the carcasses of your enemies? Next is the Enigma, the Pacifist. Their favourite notification is the migration treaty accepted, and their favourite genre of game is city sims. They will spend hours micromanaging just so their trade value goes up by 0.5%. They do love numbers going burr. You'll often find these players trapped in a corner, mainly because they refuse to kill the fauna blocking their paths. They will ignore the rest of the galaxy with their map permanently glued to one place, their empire, and they've literally never even looked at the declare war button. Fanatic pacifism is always instantly locked on their empire, and if they really can't be bothered to deal with other empires, they'll of course instantly lock in Inward Perfectionist. Next up is the Roleplayer. This player only watches Stellaris Invicta on repeat. They have a 50-page Google Doc on the biology of their fungoid species with custom art and many write-ups on Reddit about their playthroughs. They will read every single ounce of lore and pop-ups and will make suboptimal choices because it's what their empire would do. They also get legitimately sad when their legendary paragon dies of old age. At least now they can spend 45 minutes writing a lore-accurate eulogy. Their whole personality becomes about the empire, with real-life conversations infested with why their space elves find railguns aesthetically displeasing. Your boss didn't ask. The next one is the EP3O subscriber, a Chad, incredibly popular, funny, can run a marathon if they wanted to, and they're also subscribed with notifications on. You're not a subscriber? Well, you can change that. Do it now. The next player hates, and I mean hates, border gore. It's the map painter. They will destroy anyone in their way to make pretty borders or spend millions of influence just to fix a jagged edge of the border of the galaxy. If one of their allies take a single system that creates an enclave, they are now a target for correction, as their galaxy must be perfect. The base game enjoyers like the idea of Stellaris, but don't want to spend $400,000 on DLC, so they play very sporadically. They're the only ones that know what the vanilla experience truly is like, and often get drawn back to Stellaris when they watch a YouTube video. They quickly realize that the cool new origin mechanic they wanted to try is locked behind a $20 DLC, a $15 story pack, and their firstborn child. They often make posts about rolling key DLC into the base game, and always ask when a sale is, but then mysteriously go missing when the sales actually kick in. Next is the meta slave. These players play the same build over and over so they can master it down to an absolute T. They don't read patch notes for fun, they read them to find which civic got a 2% buff so they can pivot their entire personality into it. Parliamentary systems, my beloved. They've even optimized Knights of the Toxic Gods so much they could beat the 25 times all crisis in their sleep. If Monty says cruisers are dead, they will no longer even bother researching them or sparing a thought about them, and they haven't picked a flavor civic since 2016. Next is the Exploiter, because Stellaris is a perfectly balanced game with absolutely no exploits. These players can choose every single ounce of the AI, whether it's other empires, the Great Khan, Fallen Empires, or the Crisis. They could win with a fraction of their fleet power. They somehow manage to get infinite resources by exploiting the market, crashing it for everyone else. They even somehow discovered that they could get infinite Zero through a weird vassal loop. They are the reason the devs have to patch weird exploits that no one else would have thought of. They're also obsessed with tea and British. Next is the PvPeer. They are a permanent Discord resident of Monty's server, always looking to partake in the deathmatch lobbies. Of course, only after they've memorized 20 pages of rules, build limitations, and Schrodinger's equation. These players' primary goal is to be the reason a build gets banned. And of course, they have UI mods that optimize for tech tiers, different numbers. I don't even know what's going on with them. If you're playing with this player and you don't have a fully built up cruiser fleet that's specifically optimized for PvP combat over 1000 research, well, you've already been mentally deleted by them. They are very, very good at the game with insane APM and mechanical understanding of the game. The PvEer, on the other hand, wants to play multiplayer, not to murder everyone, but to make friends and then fight the unbidden together. They'll mainly reside in my server with some basic rules, mainly just don't kill each other. They will be the ones sending materials to newer players who just got declared war on by the devouring swarm AI. They will of course always rush down a federation so that the entire galaxy can be friends together. They also love the Necroid survival mod, however the true crisis for them is desyncs, and also trying to find a time and date to host the second game with all the same players. It's just never gonna happen. Next is the Achievement Hunter, who will specifically set up their games to get as many achievements per run. I mean, it makes sense, there's 211 of them. They do this while watching my 9-hour achievement video as background noise, just to show there is hope. They'll also intentionally ruin a 20-hour save just to get a specific achievement, and they also have stay on target etched into their nightmares. Their favorite website is the Stellaris Achievement Wiki page, and they no longer play for fun. They just play for that dopamine hit of the Steam notification and sound popping up in the corner. Oh, it sounds so good. It will be worth it for the sweet 100% badge. Trust me. And they don't add more so that you constantly have to keep going. The mod player. This player can only play Stellaris after downloading 10,000 mods, which they'll ultimately spend more time on the loading screen than actually playing. Every single number will be stupidly huge for no reason, and it will essentially be playing Stellaris, but it looks like Star Wars meets Warhammer 40k meets anime, plus a bit of furriness. They will have 0 achievements, and their error log file will be larger than the actual game. Their launcher and Steam Workshop playtime is more than their hours in Stellaris, and they haven't seen a vanilla ship model since 2018. They also secretly get more enjoyment out of finding and installing mods than playing them. Next is the modder, who was initially annoyed with one small Stellaris mechanic, so decided to change it. Now they've gone down a 2-year-long path to completely overhaul the game for their fantasy. In the process, they've learned all the ins and outs of the Stellaris code and hate every second of it. They still haven't played a full game using their mod, as they constantly think of new ideas, and they have to fix their code every couple of weeks because Paradox will release a new update. They are cursed to a life of development hell. And finally is the Lurker. This player only watches videos, reads threads, and is active in forums, but importantly, they do not play the game anymore. And they will let you know that. This is either because life got too busy, or because they preferred the old versions, and the current pop system is too tedious. Rest in peace, Tiles. They haven't opened the game since 2.0, but will still argue about the current meta. They also swear we should go back to Tiles and harp on about warp travel and wormhole stations like they're war veterans. This player also knows the lore of the Voltrum better than the devs, and also hate the constant updates. Which one were you? Did I miss any? Well, let me know in the comments. Now check out my 9-hour edited achievement playthrough where I do get 100% of achievements. It was painful. It was actually 100 hours of gameplay condensed down. Click it now.